In this segment, it really isn't video, it's really audio, because I'm going to invite you to close your eyes so that I might guide you inward to the place within you where your imagination will take you, the place where there isn't any trouble. I'd like you, please, first to sit such that your feet are on the ground and that the core of your body from your diaphragm up to your nose and mouth are relatively straight so that your breathing is from your diaphragm and comfortable. And if you would, pay a little bit of attention to bringing air in through the nostrils and letting it go out through the mouth, kind of creating a gentle circular flow in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Because I'm a Christian and a Catholic priest, when I do a guided meditation, I like to do that from within my tradition. You're welcome to join in this prayer of blessing if you'd like. I pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and I ask God's blessing upon you. We'll ask for each of the senses that God has built in to your body to be activated in turn and kind of supercharged. So now on the screen of your imagination with your eyes closed, remember your eyes are a ball, they're an orb. When your eyelids are open, you can see out the front. When they're closed, you might be able to see out the back as you do when you're asleep. And when your imagination in sleep shows you pictures. So we're looking out the back of the eye into your inner world, and we'll be going to the place where there isn't any trouble. So first, I'm going to ask you to focus just on your vision. Allow the place where there isn't any trouble to start showing itself to you visually. This could be a place that you've actually been and that's full of brightness and color and beauty. It might be a place that you've heard of, that you would love to visit. It might be a place from the distant past of your life. It might be a place that you once were actually, and now it's coming back to you. Or it could be a combination. Whatever it is, let the place where there isn't any trouble show itself to you first visually. Take note of shape and color. More color than you're used to seeing. Our eyes have a kind of a color bandwidth, but here in this place, that's expanded on both ends. You can see such rich color and nuance and beauty. Take note, are you seeing mostly outdoor elements, things in nature? Or are there inside elements too, things that one would find indoors? Whatever it is, it's gorgeous, and it's only getting more beautiful as you pay closer attention to what your inner vision shows you of this place where there isn't any trouble. Now I'd like to invite you to think of your eyes like a microscope that can hone in on some little part of the whole. Allow your inner vision to go to some part of this scene where there's beauty underneath beauty. You wouldn't have noticed it if you hadn't looked at it kind of under the microscope, or at least with an appreciation for small detail It might surprise you how much beauty there was that you might have overlooked. Just let it show itself to you. And then kind of save it as you might on a computer. Got it? Next, I'd like to invite you to swoop up and out, more telescopic. Allow yourself to see this scene from above it so that you can take in the panorama of it. Where are you? How did all this beauty come to be in one place? You might want to turn 360 so that you can see all around, above, below. Have you ever been in such a beautiful place? A place without any trouble. Now again, I'm going to ask you to save that as though on a computer. Maybe come back to the ground level. And we're going to move now from visual to auditory. I'm going to ask a blessing over your sense of sound. Be still. And let the sounds of the place where there isn't any trouble begin to reveal themselves to you. Are you hearing nature sounds? It's all beautiful. There's nothing jarring or out of place. Every sound here is gorgeous. You might hear sounds that the wind makes, rustle of leaves. Could there be bird song or something melodic? Maybe a tune, a familiar melody. Maybe the sound of rushing water. Any sound here is going to be beautiful and calming and perfect for this place. There might be sounds that take you way back to earlier times in your life. Sounds that you haven't thought about in so long, but they belong here because this place has no troubles. Drink in the wholeness of it, of the peaceful sounds in this place where there isn't any trouble. Save them, because we're going to include them but transcend them and go on to the sense of touch in the place where there isn't any trouble. Pay attention to your skin. It's the organ of touch all over your body. This place where there isn't any trouble, what does the sense of touch tell you about this place? Is it warm or cool? Can you feel a breeze? Can you feel sunlight on your skin? Maybe you can feel clothing that's perfectly fitting or soft. How do you feel supported? Are you standing or seated or leaning against something? This place wants you to be here. You belong in the place where there isn't any trouble. Save that, please. For next, we're moving on to the combined senses of smell, and taste. Those two are so often linked. In the place where there isn't any trouble, let your imagination focus on the combination of taste and smell. As you breathe in, what are the aromas, the fragrances? Maybe there'll be something sort of musty, the damp earth. Maybe the smell of the air after a rain, when the air's been cleansed of any impurity. Maybe it's something more familiar, a family smell, the smell of a kitchen or a bedroom, some place that's yours. Maybe it's a long ago smell, but some place that makes you feel that you belong. It could be that there's taste buds aroused because of the smell of something that you can almost taste when you walk in the room, or when the aroma of it wafts across where you are. Maybe there's some particular food that every time it was prepared you knew it was because you were loved by the one preparing it. Try to savor the fullness, the wholeness of these combined senses of smell and taste in the place where there isn't any trouble. Save that. And I'm going to invite you into the sixth sense. Many people call it that. That intuition that is larger than any one of our five senses, sometimes connected to several of them at once. But allow for a larger you to just intuit, to somehow take in the fullness of this place where there isn't any trouble. And take in what's beyond the ability of your senses specifically to describe. You're so at home here. It feels so peaceful here and so beautiful in every way that it could be, that you might just want to stay here and savor it. Enjoy it all by yourself because it's yours. Oftentimes, when we experience something really beautiful, it's not long before the thought emerges, oh, I'd love to share this with. If that thought arises in you and you'd like to share this place with someone, who would that be? And if you like, can you make room in this space to share it with the person that comes to mind? Either someone that you explicitly invite and call, or someone who surprises you and shows up because they belong here. Can you see emerging the presence of someone who wants to be with you in this place? Could be someone currently alive on the earth. Could be someone currently alive in another way. Someone from long ago. They just belong here, just as you do. If you like, take a good look at your visitor and let them take a good look at you. Are there words to be exchanged? Greetings, words of affection or gratitude? It's the place where there isn't any trouble. So every encounter here has its own beauty, its own perfection. Do you have a question to ask or a response to a question? This place where there isn't any trouble is unencumbered by time and its passage. But for this moment, as your guide, I'm going to invite you to wrap up, express any parting, take stock again of all your surroundings, and vividly save them so that you can come back here and linger as long as you like. Come back as often as you please. But in this moment, I'm going to invite you back to the sound of my voice. Gently make your way back toward the sound of my voice, to where this guided meditation began a short time ago. And when you're all the way back, gently open your eyes, look around at the space that you're in, and dwell there.